Good afternoon, everyone. In this video, we are going to discuss the uh, methods for creating nanostructure as well as preparation of nanomaterial as well as mechanical grinding and wet chemical synthesis for nanomaterials as well as sol gel process. So these are all the topics we are going to discuss on this particular video. So here to first method for creating the nanostructure. So in the to creating the nanostructure there are different ways are available. So micromolecules or uh, nanoparticles or buckley balls or nanotubes and so on can be synthesized artificially for certain specific materials. So they are arranged by methods of based on the equilibrium thermodynamics such as method self organization and self assembly. It is also called it as biomimetic process. So using these above methods, synthesized materials can be arranged into a useful shape so that finally the material can be applied into the certain applications. So this is for methods for creating nanostructure. So it have the various ways to creating the nano materials. Mainly there are two methods to creating the nanoparticles. One is the chemical method, another is the physical method. So normally in the physical method it will comes under the mechanical process. In the chemical methods, due to the reaction based, the component it will be dissolved into the like the small pieces. Okay, so this it comes in the chemical methods. In the mechanical methods or physical methods like a ball milling operation, like a laser ablation and gas condensation processing, it comes in the physical methods. And chemical methods, sol gel synthesis, solution phase, participation method, chemical vapor condensation, catalytic chemical vapor deposition and template assisted CVD as well as electrochemical method they may use for in the this one chemical methods. In the physical method, first we are going to discuss the mechanical grinding. So in the mechanical grinding it comes under the top down approach because of we are going to put down the uh, macro particles over into the some of the grinder other thing. So with the use of the balls or crusher, it may be converted into the small particles. Okay, so this from the like this way we are going to converting into the nano materials over here. So in the mechanical grinding method, the material is prepared not to cluster assembly but the structural decomposition of coarser grind structure. As the result, severe plastic deformation it takes place into the components. Okay, then some of the example for this mechanical grinding is the ball mill operations. So in the mechanical grinding, widely it is used to produce the nanomaterials. So in the popular and to make nanocrystalline material because of its simplicity as well as inexpensive experimental setup and the applicability to essentially the synthesis of all classes of material over here. So advantages in the mechanical grinding operation is the possibility to easily scaling up tonnage quantities of materials for various applications. So some of the problems it may occur in the mechanical grinding, that is the contamination from milling media and or atmosphere. So that is the major causes over in the this mechanical grinding. And to consolidate the powder product without causing the nanocrystalline microstructure. Then comes to here in the mechanical grinding, okay, refractory or steel box. So in between the these two balls the component has to be crushed. Okay, so then after crushing it will be converted into the small particles. So that it comes as a nanomaterial over here. In this mechanical mechanical milling is typical using of high energy shaker, planetary ball or tumbler mills. So the energy transferred to the powder from the refractory or steel balls depends on the rotational speed, size, number of balls, ratio of the ball to powder mass, the time the milling atmosphere. So in this one depends upon the gap exists between the steel balls, the diameter of the nanoparticle has to be created over here, and also the speed of the speed of the steel balls, the production it takes place, and according to that the component has to be created over here. So the nanoparticles here it will be produced by the shear action of the during the steel balls. So milling the cryogenic liquid can greatly increase the brittleness of the powder. It will be influencing the fracture process. Okay, so as without any process that produce the fine particle, and adequate step to prevent the oxidation is necessary. Okay, so hence this process is very restrictive for the production of non-oxide material, since uh, since it requires the milling take place in an inert atmosphere, and the powder particles to be handled in an appropriate vacuum system or glove box. So this method is suitable for produce the uh, amorphous as well as non-crystalline alloy particles, and it makes the elemental compound powders. So the mechanical milling it imparts the sufficient energy to constitute the powder homogeneous alloy can be formed for a. So usually the macroparticles is come over here in the not atmosphere. It converted. It goes via the steel ball. The gap exists between the two steel balls. The nanomaterials, the size it may be varied over that. So that is the normal principle of this mechanical grinding. And then comes into the wet chemical synthesis method. So here the wet chemical synthesis method is not the top down approach, it is the bottom up approach. So here the solution based processing route used in the synthesis of the nano particles. It includes the precipitation of solids from the supersaturated solutions, homogeneous liquid phase, chemical uh, reduction, and ultrasonic decomposition of chemical precursors. So these processes are attractive due to the simplicity, versatility, as well as availability of the low cost procedures. Okay, so inorganic salt compounds used in the wet chemical synthesis routes are more versatile and economical than the alkoxide employed into the sol-gel process. Okay, a typical example for the uh, uh, formation of non-crystalline titanium powder via hydrolysis of TiCl4 lower temperature. Okay, so that is it become TiCl4 plus 2H2O into that titanium oxide into the hydrochloride. Okay, then comes into the Sol-Gel process. In the Sol-Gel process, it involves in the evolution of inorganic networks through the formation of the colloidal suspensions and gelations of the sol to form a network in a continuous liquid phase, that is in the gel. So the process, the precursors for synthesizing these colloids consists of usually metal or metalloid elements surrounded by various ligands. Okay, so the starting material is processed to form a dispersible oxide and form a sol into contact with the water dilute acid, and removal of the liquid from the sol yields the gel, So, and the sol gel transition controls the particle size and shape. So, calcination of the gel produces the oxide. So, the sol gel process refers to the hydrolysis and the condensation of alkoxide based precursors such as Si and tetraorthosilicates TUOs. So the reactions involved the Sol-Gel chemistry is based on the hydrolysis condensation of the metal alkoxide. So M or Z can be described as follows. So here MO plus H2O, it becomes like a MOH plus ROH, that is the hydrolysis. So MOH plus ROM, it will come MOM plus ROH. So this is called as condensation. So the Sol-Gel method of synthesizing the nanomaterial very popular among us the chemists and is widely employed to prepare the oxide materials. So the Sol-Gel process can be characterized by serious and distinct steps. Okay, this is about the Sol-Gel process. Okay. Uh, so in this